Hello. 'Tis me. I am back. So let me just explain to you July, okay? So let's pretend it's June. So I finished moving on the Friday of June. It would have been like the 29th or something, or 28th, right? That was the last day I had to be in my old apartment. And so my cousin, my ex-roommate, whatever, we were there. We cleaned up the last of our shit that night. We met up with our landlord. We gave him the key. We packed ourselves out and said adios. And that week itself was so stressful and hectic just because we were trying to get rid of everything. Like, we had so much shit that we didn't need. Like, I didn't need the couch anymore. And I was not getting any bites on Facebook. And I was like, fam, just fucking take it. Like, just have it then. And I didn't get any bites, or it'd be just like the bullshit of like, someone saying, is this available? I'm like, yeah, can we get it? I'm like, yeah. And then nothing. People trying to like scam me for money. It was just so annoying. And then people trying to speak to me in Spanish, and I'm trying to be polite. So I'm like using the translator to try to talk to them and stuff. Or people would be like, oh, what color is this? And I'm like, what the fuck? There's a picture. What do you mean, what color is this couch? It's gray, bro. And they're like, oh, I wanted one that was black. And it's like, the fuck you want me to know about it? But anyway, so that was a whole mess of things that week. And then luckily on Friday, I put out like the couch onto the front lawn, and I had a like a TV console stand or whatever. And I like was hoping that someone would come get it, because like if not, then I'd have to figure out like the state coming to get it or what, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't really sure. And then also with it being like the last weekend I was like allowed to live there, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I was like distressed. But luckily someone came to take it within the day. I don't know who, I never saw them, but like thankfully they were able to take that shit off my hands. That would have been the 28th. Oh, I had a kid's first birthday. So one of my like close cousins, it was her kid's first birthday. And I was actually missing a different friend's 29th birthday event thing. So I was like, okay, that's that. And then the 30th, which would have been the first Sunday in July. So my brother, him and his wife and their two sons came for the week. So my sister was hosting them, and she wanted to do a seafood boil because like my brother really wanted that or whatever, or really loved seafood. So we did like a seafood boil. So her and my parents like went to, down to like South County, basically where all like the piers and stuff are, got a crap ton of seafood. We like boiled it up, blah, 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 whatever. And it was really cool. Like, we did it on the table and everything. And it was very delicious. But what's funny is that my sister literally can't have seafood. She's allergic to like all seafood. But anyway, so there was that. Oh, and not to mention, my mom also was like dealing with some skin issues, and it turned out that she had an infection and she went to the hospital. And that was an extra layer to that. Thankfully, she's fine and everything, but yeah. And then my parents had both the first 2 weeks off in July. We had basically did something with my brother and his family every single day for that first week of July. And then don't forget that the 4th was the 4th of July. And we had like a cookout to go to. We saw like fireworks at a couple places. It was like going out to dinner or doing something for dinner every night, sometimes some type of event. Like we went to, I don't know, it was like, what is it? We went to like Game & Buster's one night or something. I don't remember, but that week was just busy. And then also my sister, who was pregnant at the time, she was having we were throwing her a baby shower, baby sprinkle, plus her second kid, on the 6th, right? That first Saturday. So I spent pretty much all of Friday, the night before, working on like getting stuff done for it. Do some decorative things, like print out the cake stand. I was trying to make these like mini banana cream pies, which they were okay. They didn't do exactly what I wanted them to do. So I wanted the cup itself to be freestanding, but they were just falling apart. So I had to put them like in a little like cupcake tin thing. But then my parents were home all the second week of July. My dad put in hardwood floors, so there was just it was a construction zone every single day in this house. The 9th, you built your computer on stream. Oh, you are right, I did do that. So you know what? I did build my computer on the 9th, or like I attempted to. My house was a construction zone, so like my dad was working on the floors like from the time he woke up till when he was basically going to bed, which is why I did it really late, which is why that stream ended at like 2 a.m. almost, at like 1:30 or something, which is way past my bedtime. But yeah, so then I think the 10th and 11th, I just kind of started doing more stuff with it, like again, finishing it, then also just kind of setting stuff up with it. But yeah, right. Thank you for the reminder. Good memory. Oh, the 13th, I had a housewarming party for my friend from high school who just got married at the end of April. So we had our housewarming party. And then I don't remember. I think I had to go to my sister's house to help nesting is what they call it. That's what the ladies call it. So I guess they helped her I say they, but like me included, but like I, childless, like I didn't really know what we were doing here. But it was basically just like helping prep the house and like the baby's nursery and stuff for when the baby would get here. So I did that on that day. The 15th, I went to New York. I went to see IU, the like K-pop Korean singer in Newark, New Jersey. I hung out with a couple of really great friends too. I like met up with a couple girls that I met while I was traveling in Korea that I'm still like friendly with. So I went to the concert with them, and then I stayed at a different friend's house who lives in New Jersey. It's basically like this couple that I'm good friends with through like work related things. And then I kind of spent some time in the city, and then I met up with a different friend for dinner, and then I just came back home. I filmed a little like small vlog about it too, which I think should be up on my YouTube channel tomorrow, assuming that I upload it and have a thumbnail and like do all the metadata and descriptions and all that shit by tomorrow. And then I came back late on the 16th because the way I go to New York, because it's like cheaper this way, is basically I will drive from Rhode Island to Connecticut, hop on the T from Connecticut to Grand Central. On the Tuesday, I left dinner and took like the 8:30 train from Grand Central back to Connecticut. I got there at like 10, drove back to my house. So that was like that was a 2-hour drive. So I got home literally at midnight. But yeah, and then the 17th and 18th, I think I tried to be like quote unquote productive, which is like figuring out what the heck I'm doing with my life, which is still unsure. The 19th, my best friend's sister came up to visit from Texas. She used to live here, then she moved to Texas, but she came up here. Her birthday's actually in June, but because she lives in Texas, we did like a late birthday celebration for her on the 19th. We went out to dinner at like a restaurant in Providence. It was like nice. I'd never been there before. But then we went to, so like a Chippendales show type of thing, right? We went to like the low budget one we have around us. It's called the Men in Motion. So, and obviously every time I hear Men in Motion, I'm like, boys, we are the boys in motion. We give you our devotion. The thing is that most of us have actually seen this act before because it's kind of a cheaper alternative to like, going to a Thunder from Down Under or something. But like, I've seen them, I think 3 or 4 times already because of like bachelorette parties and stuff. I think I saw them for 2 bachelorette parties, like at their act. And then for a different bachelorette party, we hired one of the guys like individually to come do like a private show at like the Airbnb we were staying at. Again, this is my 4th time seeing them over a span of like almost 10 years. The first time I saw them was in 2015. And it's like some of the same guys still doing it. So it's like, it's funny. And granted, I'm the same girl going to see them, but it's like, it's just funny because some of their act is literally the same. We call one guy like Superman because when in his act he has like Superman underwear on. You know what I mean? So we just call him Superman. We know the soundtrack, like what song comes on and what they're gonna do. They're little like, when a hero comes on and it's like they're like in their Navy outfits or whatever, some BS like that. It's just like fun to hang out with the girls, and obviously we're like drinking, throwing money, and it's just like kind of like silly. You know what I mean? Where it's like because the guys they like slap your butt and they try to like dance on you and stuff like that. They do things where they like pick you up and obviously like simulate sexual situations or whatever, but it's all in good fun. And we're hanging with the girls. It's a good time. We went to like another bar, hookah place, whatever too. And it was like, okay, but me, I'm like, yo, what time is it? Cause at 12 o'clock, Cinderella gotta go. She turns into a pumpkin. Bye. But I tried to stay out a little more to be with the girlies, and it was fine. And then on Saturday, I did miss a family like get together with like a big group of people just because I had it was like last minute planned, like a park get together thing, but I already had another thing to do, which again, this is why this month was so freaking busy. I had a friend's birthday on the 20th. It was her 30th birthday. And basically she did a 13 going on 30 kind of like 13 going on 30-ish theme. So basically it was like dress like you're 13, which would have been in 2007 for her. So people came dressed up in like Aeropostale shirts and, like Hollister shirts and like, with the layered thing where they had like the camis on top of each other that have like the lace trim, like that type of stuff, or like the American Eagle like polos and whatnot. It's funny, I did win best dress. I'll show you what I wore. Like I would pretty much wear this whole outfit now, but maybe just like a little less on the makeup or a little less on the layers, but this was me. It's me in a Naruto crop top and with like a netted shirt underneath it, pigtailies. Of course, I had to do some more like emo-y dark eyeliner makeup and black shorts with nylons underneath with, of course, Converse. Duh. Emo weeb would still wear all that now. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I wasn't sure how long I was going to stay at the party, but it was really fun. And I got to hang out with a lot of people I haven't seen in a while. I got to hang out with basically the crew that I did academic decathlon with in high school. And also those were the girls that I did, I used to play Dungeons and Dragons with like 5 years ago. I'm so dumb. Not me thinking like, what happened this week? So we left off on the 20th, which is the Saturday. The 21st, my sister is basically like, hey, remember my sister's pregnant, okay? Because we had her sprinkle on the 6th, on the first week of July. So she's like, okay, well, I have to go to the doctor's on Monday, the 22nd, because the baby is breached. We got to flip him. But basically she's like, either way, they're either going to induce me, so hopefully, deliver, or I might have to have a C-section. So can you come to my house on the 21st and, basically babysit her son, my nephew, who's like, he's 4, he's about to be 5. I was like, yeah, of course. So I end up being at her house on the 21st. She has her baby on the 22nd. I spend the whole day with my nephew on the 22nd because he doesn't go to school on Mondays. So basically I was with him the entire day. It was really exhausting for me, let me tell you. Like I was exhausted, just like, making sure he's like okay, and also like taking him different places. We went to Target, we went to like the neighbor's pool, we went to the playground, and it's just like, it's different being like the auntie who just gets to kind of like pop in, pop out, couple hours here and there, versus like the whole day. And I gotta do your whole routines, like make sure that you eat and you're not having a whole bunch of junk the whole time, to play with you a little bit, to make sure you're not watching too much of your iPad, to make sure we do your whole nighttime routine so you can like go to sleep and everything. But also make sure that he doesn't like lose his shit when he's like, when the fuck are my parents coming home? You know what I mean? And I'm like, bro, I don't know. And then on Tuesday, I was able to take him to school, and I came right back to my house, into my bed, knocked out for like 2 hours, and then went to go visit my sister at the hospital because she had just had her baby. But because my sister ended up having a C-section, so she stayed at the hospital a couple days longer. So I ended up going to my sister's house again to basically be able to take my nephew to school on Wednesday and Thursday. And then on Thursday, my parents and I also went back to my sister's house for dinner because that's the day she came home. So we were there. Literally, I was at my sister's house like 6 out of 7 days this week. The only day I didn't go was Friday, which was because, what did I do? I don't know, but probably because they had 100 things to do. And I was like, thank God I ain't gotta go. But basically, I also went to Level 99 for the first time. I did that Friday night, and it was fun. I had a good time. I will say some of the physical activities there, let me tell you, I realized I was not good at it. Let me see if I don't know if you can see it, but I have a huge bruise on my leg. And that came from one of the rooms where basically like, it's basically just like a lot of upper body strength. And obviously I don't really have that, and not enough anyway. But it was like, there was a couple little pegs to use with your feet. Cause basically there's a wall that has all of these lights on it that you have to like push when they light up, but you can't touch the floor. And the only way to get through is like these like monkey bar things. And some of the wall has a little bit of like wooden pegs to stand on. And I slipped on one and completely like just fell on some peg that like hit my leg or whatever. And now I have a big old bruise, but it be what it be. But yeah. And then yesterday, I went to my sister's house for lunch with my parents. And then that evening I had to go to a cousin, family, friend's graduation party because she just graduated from college. And then I went to my ex-roommate, Tina, her house to play Mario Party until like midnight. And then voila, here we are today. And that was my entirety of July.